Hello, my name is Guy Bouchard, and I am the owner of Global Resort Homes and Global Real Estate Services. We are a full-service property management and real estate company in Orlando. We specialize in second home vacation homes. Due to the current market climate, we are also dealing with quite a few foreclosures, short sales, some of the great opportunities in the market. One of the outstanding opportunities in the current Orlando market is condo hotels. If you're not familiar with condo hotels, basically what separates a condo hotel from a condo that you would rent is that one management company manages the majority of the units in the complex. So, in the communities that we manage in, we're typically one of many management companies. The advantage is to a condo hotel are the rate integrity, because in the communities we're in, we're competing against owners booking their own units, we're competing against other management companies, and it drives the rates down. In a condo hotel, if you have a good product, then they can hold the integrity of the rates, they can somewhat control the rates. The other advantages are things like housekeeping and unit control. We overcome that issue by limiting the amount of communities we manage in, but our industry, the product is inconsistent. We're in a condo hotel because they're small condos as opposed to large houses like we manage. Easier to control the quality on one site, managing the majority of the units. Why Orlando is one of the best markets for a condo hotel is because Orlando is a year-round market. We really don't have an off-season. When I started in the industry in the early 90s, we were catering primarily with the vacation home product to the English market. Then the American market kicked in, and then the South American, Central America, and now we have a worldwide market. The significance of that is that our slow periods have diminished substantially. I mean, we still have our September and November are typically slow months, but the rest of the calendar is pretty strong, especially like what used to be terrible was January, February, and now we get a huge amount of snowbirds, which we call snowbirds, Midwestern, Northeastern Americans, Canadians who want to get out of the snow for a couple of months, which being from Minnesota, I can totally relate with. So back to our core subject, why should you consider a condo hotel? Right now you can buy well below construction costs. For example, there's two resorts that I'm primarily excited about, which is Lake Buena Vista Resort and Floridays. The reason I like these is because one of the disadvantages of condo hotels, your value is somewhat tied into how well it's managed. These two resorts, out of all the ones in Orlando that I've been exposed to, have exceptional occupancy, exceptional management. At Lake Buena Vista Resorts, the two-bedroom units went over $400,000 at peak pricing. Currently, you can pick those units up for $115,000 to $130,000. At Floridays, I personally purchased a unit for $340,000, and you can pick up a unit just like mine for about $140,000 to $160,000. Now being July 2010, because I don't know when you're going to be watching this. I would estimate the construction cost on a fully furnished condo hotel unit of 1,000 square feet in Lake Buena Vista, which puts it about a mile from Disney, at well over $200,000. So when you're buying below cost, and then we'll talk about the income side. There's not a lot of financing. It's starting to come back in the market, and I anticipate we'll see more and more of it. If you can get financing at today's current rates of 4.5%, 5%, to me, I always have liked leverage. It's a two-edged sword, which I've learned the hard way, but it is a great product to leverage real estate. And if in today's market, what a great opportunity. But let's talk about it from a cash point of view. If you were to buy a unit of either one of these developments cash right now, after all expenses, including taxes, homeowners association, utilities, the commission paid to the management company on the rental income, you end up with net figures around $5,000 to $15,000 per unit. So on an investment of $115,000 to $150,000, that's an exceptional return on investment. So from very rarely in Florida, a few years ago, did you see anything that made this kind of sense? So now you're buying below cost. You have good return on investment during your ownership period, and and very, very high upside future appreciation potential. One of the things that really makes this exceptional is that I don't see the product being duplicated for quite some time. I mean, The banks got slaughtered on this product because condo hotels were built in markets unlike Orlando, where they're very seasonal, and it didn't make a lot of sense for the people that bought, other than people who were buying them to flip and speculating. And when the banks got caught with these products, there was almost no value to some of them. So banks are reluctant to finance them. Developers are going to be reluctant to build them. So if you buy in a very healthy condo hotel resort, the inventory is diminished substantially over the last 3 years. I think you have an asset that's rare. I mean, if you buy a single family home, there's thousands of single family homes. If you buy a condo hotel in Orlando, there's a handful of good ones that are out there in the market. So you've got a very limited supply. You've got good income during ownership. You've got great potential appreciation. And then lastly, you have use and enjoyment. At Florida's resort where I own, they have a membership into the timeshare organization called Interval International, which means you can exchange, what they call bank weeks. So it's whole ownership, you're not timeshare. Whole ownership meaning you own the entire condo just like any other condo. The only difference is you can take a couple weeks of your year and give them to this exchange organization. Then that gives you a couple weeks to use wherever you want to go. So we've used this option to travel to Mexico, to South Florida, to multiple locations, and it's been a great benefit of the ownership of the condo hotel. So again, because of the financial meltdown, you end up with an opportunity that should never have existed in the marketplace. You can buy, who's to say what the real value is, but anything that the construction cost is over $200,000, then you got to believe that a reasonable developer profit at least is 10%. So even in a conservative estimate, these things should be worth 250 plus at some point, just because if there's no supply, you got to build, and if you build, you got to build with a decent developer profit. So not rocket science. This is one of the best opportunities I see in the market, especially because we have people come in looking every day for an investment that they can use and enjoy and rent. And the majority of the product in the vacation home industry in Orlando does not make sense from an investment point of view. These happen too. So again, that's why I'm pro condo hotel. I'm just taking a quick look at my notes, see if there's anything else. Again, the only disadvantage to this type of product is your value is tied to the management company. So if they were to fail or not do a good job, then that would dramatically affect the value of the unit. We do have other condos that we manage in communities we manage, and if you want to check out our website, Global Resort Homes, you can see some of those. Again, you're not going to get near the occupancy. These Florida's and Lake Buena Vista Resort are running near 70% occupancy, 70 plus, and we probably run closer to 50% at the places that we are. But we do have flexibility. The nice thing about our communities is you're not obligated to stay with Global. You can long-term rent it. You have a lot of different outs, but again, based on my expertise of close to 20 years in this marketplace, if I was liquid right now, I would buy all the condo hotel units I could, because the supply is getting thin, and once the laws of supply and demand have to kick in, and the prices have been fairly flat for about the last year and a half on these, so we don't seem to be going too much lower. So I think we should start seeing an upturn. Inventories are very low in the healthier communities. Again, you got to be very careful and do your research, because you buy the wrong one, you're just buying a problem. And make sure the HOA is intact. Make sure what I would say HOA, the condo association, is healthy and everybody's paying their dues, or at least the vast majority, because you don't want special assessments or high dues to affect your long-term plan with the investment. So happy hunting. Please don't hesitate to call us. And our website for the real estate side is buyglobalhomes.com, or you can call us. Look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.